You know, never did I ever think I was gonna need more than like 3 of these large knack reactors. But lo and behold, I have about 75 minutes before everything goes under. So you guys might be wondering, well, what am I gonna do about it? And I'm gonna do classic me, and I'm just gonna do a band-aid fix. I'm gonna build 6 more large knack reactors in hopes that that stalls the problem until it inevitably doesn't become a problem anymore, due to the fact that we're almost at the end. So hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of Monifactory. This may be like the second to last episode. We're getting really close. I mean like really close. So without further ado, let's go and get started. I need to get these large knack reactors down. I have a power problem and then we'll continue on. So I'm just gonna stick with making 3 more of these because power seems to be doing just fine now. Always just better safe than sorry with this. Yeah, we're doing fine. We're using a good amount of stuff right now. It's not gonna stay at this, so we're doing pretty good. But now, it is time to do some progression. We have a lot of stuff to do today, and it's gonna be very busy today. There's a lot of systems that we need to speed up and revisit, but there's also some new shiny stuff that we can do, including the else line, which is what this chapter has been called, as I'm sure you've noticed, and that's what we're gonna work on next. So we're going to need a few things, mainly the shiny powder mixture and reactive dust mixture. That's basically going to create the else. That's really all we need is this here, which comes from a sifter and all this stuff. And the shiny dust stuff comes from this chemical reactor, which needs reactive dust mixture, which just needs a mixer with a bunch of stuff that is really actually kind of cheap and that we all already have. And the best part about this is, in fact, I already have a mixer for it downstairs. I'll go ahead and show you guys. So I have planned ahead. I've gone ahead and I've got this guy going because it's going to take a long time. And I have it level limited. I think it's like around 5,000 of this because it takes, like I said, quite a minute. We are getting around 2 per second though, which is really good. And there also happens to already be an LCR. So now all we need is a piece of ultimate catalyst inside of this LCR with all of the components. And this guy may or may not turn on. And something I just realized is this actually needs a UIV energy hatch, which I actually don't have unlocked, and I don't know if I can make yet. It looks like I can. It just needs holmium and infinity metal. But for now, I'm just going to slap another UHV energy hatch on this. And now we should see this guy running. Man, this is going to use so much power. Alright, so I'm going to need to put 2 UEV energy hatches on this LCR, and now this should be running and making inert dust mixture. Perfect. And obviously, we're going to level limit this. And you may be wondering why I had these things pre-built already. And it may or may not have been because I accidentally hit stop recording instead of unpause the recording, but that's besides the point. Anyway, let's go ahead and make 1,000 of this stuff. That should be good. So with a whole bunch of this stuff being made, we should be able to finish the line, which I am going to cheekily just send this through ore processing. And then I'm just going to need another LCR for this right here. So let's go ahead and preemptively make that second LCR that we need for this line. And I'm going to run this guy at UHV. Perfect. So now the only thing I need is the dusty inert powder, which should just be a few rearrangements inside of ore processing. Which, you know, if there's one tip I have for Monifactory, is make a very good ore processing system that you can just go in and add stuff to so easily. It's the best thing ever. So I know the sifter is usually pretty backed up, but right now it looks good. So we're going to send this through here and into the sifter. It's going to give me a whole bunch of stuff, some of which just needs to go back into ore processing. These inert clumps are going to go into the chemical bath, and these dusty inert powders just need to go back home into the main net. And those should be going through chemistry right now. Perfect. So I also think it's probably a good idea to not level limit this to inert dust mixture, but instead to like dusty inert powder, since that's kind of what we're getting from it. Because the inert dust mixture, no matter what, is going to be sent through, and we're never going to have any of it. So now I just need to send this shiny powder mixture back into ore processing. Man, I'm so serious. This is the best system ever. I love it. This needs to be centrifuged, and this needs to be autoclaved. After we get some Eltic crystals, I'm also going to need a place to store the saturated water that comes from ore processing. I'm going to do that in the ME system. Perfect. Should have a whole bunch of stuff in here. Oh yeah. So these clean inert clusters, we're then going to be able to electromagnetically separate, which I don't know if we have one of those in here. We might. Which, look at that, we do. Should see that guy going. That's going to take a long time. Wow. In fact, I may want to upgrade this to like a UHV 16 amp. Perfect, this has been sped up a little bit. So I would kind of like to also send this into ore processing, but it might pose some issues. And you know what? I might as well send this through ore processing into an autoclave, which I may have down here. Yes, I do right here. So this with all the saturated water that we're making, and that this guy should turn on. And we're making our Eltic Actinate, which this is also kind of slow. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade it. We want this line to be fast, very fast, much faster. Perfect. So once the Eltic Actinate is done, I think we just need to make it flawless, and then we can smelt it up into Elts ingots, which we can then use to create UIV components and officially be in the UIV age. So I've been letting the world run for a few good hours here, and we have a whole bunch of this Eltic Actinate, which all we have to do to this is laser engrave it and then smelt it, which should be a very simple process. And from there, we can move on to something else, which I'm really excited for. So I'm thinking out of all the AFK I did, I'll get around 300 pieces of Elts. So I think I'm going to keep the UIV stuff to strictly autocraft. Not sure we're going to be automating much of this stuff, at least not for a while. This also takes a lot of power. So I'm hoping we have enough time inside of our battery. It looks like we do. We should be fine. And the thing that I want to make with all the... Oops, I accidentally dropped my thing. The thing that I want to make requires 2 stacks of Elts. The Dimensional Super Assembler. So we should be good on that front, and everything else is just UIV components, which I believe the main thing we'll be making is the UIV field generator, which this is rather expensive on Elts actually, which I'm not really looking forward to that, but we do need it for tier 12 microminer missions and quite a lot of it. So I'm sure this is something we're going to need to speed up. However, before we do any of the stuff with the Dimensional Super Assembler, I would love to get a tier 12 microminer. And this is so that I can get creative energy, because then I can run anything at whatever speed I want and everything becomes a million times faster. And, you know, I'm actually curious if I have everything I need to make the tier 12 microminer, or at least kind of close. I just need some different UIV components. So I'm just going to teach my system all the different UIV recipes, and we're going to need to wait surely for a whole bunch of Elts, but you know, I'm really hoping it shouldn't be too long, because as soon as, like I said, we get the first tier 12 microminer, we have infinite power, which basically means we can make everything literally as fast as possible, which, you know, that actually sounds really nice. Because right now I feel like we have a lot of power, but infinite? Infinite, that means I no longer need to worry about this guy running out. Which, you know, for a while now we haven't had to, but I've always had to constantly be upgrading power. So I'm really happy that I don't need to do that anymore here really soon. And we can kind of just abandon the idea of the substation. So if I go ahead and teach my system this recipe, is it going to freak out? I think we just need to make it the solar panels, and that should be all. Which, you know, can I make the solar panels? No. So it looks like I can, in fact, make the 4 infinity solar panels. It's going to need a lot of infinity metal, which I'm not really looking forward to doing, but it is what it is. And then after this, oh brother, there's a lot of stuff missing here. A lot of it looks like buffer issues though, so I think we should be good. Now, before I go and do this really large craft, I'm going to correct my mistake in not upgrading any of the stuff in auto crafting, because the last time I made something big in auto crafting, it literally took hours because I forgot to upgrade the power on a lot of these machines. And that includes the parallels as well. Like this is running at LUV and this still running at ZPM. No more of that. We're also going to upgrade the Omnic Matrix to be 16 amp UEV, and also overclock to be able to run UIV level recipes if there are any that exist. And of course, also upgrading all of these parallel hatches. So quick upgrade to auto crafting later, and we should be looking much better to craft this tier 12 microminer, because let me show you guys this. It is not cheap. A lot of this is buffer issues, don't get me wrong, but still. So it also looks like our 4 infinity solar panels are complete. Oh, check that out. So 4 of these make a lot of power, by the way. Not that I'm going to be needing these, but they do exist if we do need them. So now I just need to go around the base fixing this. This is not what we want to see. And I also believe Else is taking up currently the backlog inside of the RHF. Not a problem I particularly want to have, but I guess it is what it is. We're getting to the last batch here pretty soon, and we need all this stuff anyway. But like I said, I need to go through adding a whole bunch of different recipes to fix these backlog issues, because I think I'm just going to stick to auto crafting. I really only need one of these. There's no way I need to hold this many complex resistors and transistors and all these components and whatnot. So I think this calls for a little bit of a montage. And there's a bunch of random stuff I have to do. It's not really going to be that organized. So you should be hearing music. Let's get this done. Well, everybody, a lot of waiting later, and we're able to do more waiting. Can you guys believe it? We're pretty close here. We're just seeing some infinity ingots to being able to wait to craft the Tier 12 microminer. I think most of this is going into, well, really, I don't know. Probably the UEV circuits and also the energy modules and whatnot. A lot of stuff is going into this. So, you know. Am I really looking forward to waiting for this? No, I don't know how long it's going to take. Probably like a good few hours to craft. Probably around like 30 minutes. But am I looking forward to it? No. No, I'm not. But we are able to do it here very soon, which this is crazy to me because tell me 8 months ago, however long ago it was we started Monifactory, that we were going to be here at all. And I would have been crazy. I was not even thinking about this part of the game. And it's honestly wild to see how far we've come. And I do have something planned. In fact, I'm currently working on 2 videos at the same time right now that involve the next series that I'm going to do, and I'm really looking forward to it. I should probably post a teaser. In fact, you know, I'm probably going to do that tonight. So stay tuned for that. But anywho, I'm going to wait for the infinity ingots to finish, and we're going to go ahead and craft this Tier 12 microminer, or at least try to. Alrighty, everyone, moment of truth. We need 2 more infinity ingots. I cannot believe how close we are to being able to do this. This is like the last part of the mod pack. We are entering the last chapter. Oh, look at this. Holy moly, how long is this going to take? Auto crafting should be going a lot faster now since we upgraded it, and a lot of things are probably running at the moment. Oh yeah, but everything is going so much faster. It's marvelous. And I bet what's even funnier is this. I really hope this crafts in under 2 hours. Otherwise, it's not good. This does need to craft in under this, or else, pretty much we're screwed. Should have thought about that. Maybe should have let this, you know, go up for a little bit longer, but whatever, it's okay. I'm okay to risk it because you know what? I am so excited for it. I just simply cannot wait. I think literally like everything is going right now, which probably not the best thing, but you know, it's whatever. Anyways, I'm going to leave this screen open. Let's see how long this takes. An hour and a half later. This thing took forever to craft, or at least the stuff to make it. We can now make the final microminer. I am so excited for this. This is pretty much like the end all. Yeah, it is the end all be all of microminers. Boom. Tier 12 microminer. Would you look at, why am I running out of quad fuel rods? That is not a good sign. No worries though, because here pretty soon, I don't think I'll be needing to worry about those fuel rods. In fact, I think that's the first thing that I want to do is get creative power. I'm gonna go ahead and teach my system how to make everything. Let's see if we can actually even make this. If I were to do this, I have all the recipes taught. The answer is no. No, I do not have enough stuff. In fact, I'm out of quite a bit of things, which is a bit concerning because I feel like I shouldn't be out of a lot of this stuff. Well, it looks like we have a long road ahead of us. Hopefully we don't run out of fuel rods before any of that happens. There's a lot of good things, a few things we have to fix, so let's go ahead and get started working on creative energy. So for starters, something that we've been out of for a while now is Warden Hearts. And there's actually a better mission for this that we should probably just go ahead and run. So part of me would kind of like to at some point make another hyperbolic microburst projector. I think for now we should still be good with just the one, but in the future I could definitely see this getting a bit tricky. But hopefully this fixes our Warden Hearts issue. I'm really hoping it does. So after this runs this mission, we should see our new thing go through. Should be getting a whole bunch of Warden Hearts. It might even run parallels. It may not actually because we only have one of the microminer in there, but it'll be fine. This should run. It should be pretty fast. And hopefully that fixes our backlog because I really want to get infinite power today. Looks like this is working out pretty good, so I'm happy about this. Our Warden Heart should be going up quite a lot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and we should see a whole bunch of stuff start to backlog again, like Cryococcus we should see backing up. We don't for some reason. No, everything in the base seems to always just break at the same time. Like for example, we're out of gene gasoline. How does that even happen? I don't know. I don't know why we're out of gene gasoline. I feel like that's something we shouldn't be out of. The culprit is I'm out of fluorine. All right, so I'm just gonna have to do a whole bunch of like random upgrading to this stuff. A lot of new energy hatches, a lot of new parallel hatches, and hopefully it all ends up keeping up. But hopefully this should eventually fix my fluorine issue. At least I'm hoping. I kind of need to be fixed. Really badly, actually. And it looks like already my gene gasoline is starting to go back up. So that is a good sign. We should start seeing all of our stuff being returned back to normal. Yes, we're starting to make cryolibus again, which means everything should fill back up. And we should start getting all the things we need again. Warden Hearts are up. Everything looks good. Hopefully nothing is broken. See, the one thing that is broken, and I don't know why, please let me know in the comments what's going on with this, but this just no longer works. Anywho, so now I believe it is just man, a waiting game. I'm out of a lot of different things, including over 300 pieces of else. That is ridiculous. But I need to go around the base doing basically the same exact thing that I did with the tier 12 microminer. Literally the exact same thing. Just grind away and get this done. This is what late game Monifactory is like. It's just increasing buffers, breaking the bank. And it's funny because I can't really afford any of this. I literally just broke the bank with the tier 12 microminer and I can't even use it. It's ridiculous. So you should be hearing music. I'm just going to do a bunch of random stuff. Hopefully we get all of this done. And I should return with a bunch of new nifty stuff. So I've been playing for a few hours now. That montage did not really do, or at least did not show everything that I did, but it was a good chunk of it. It would seem we're out of a lot of things. One of those things including activated netherite. Now I'm really hoping, because I haven't checked on it, it's kind of been sitting here, that it is still running, which in fact it is totally not still running, and I would like to know why that is. Yes, Dark Solarium. So you discover more and more things around the base that need upgrading, like this. What in the world is going on with this? A 16 parallel ZPM machine? Are we serious? And I'm not joking when I'm saying we are breaking the bank. Literally everything is working overtime. We're running out of so many materials. Things are need to be upgraded left and right. Let me show you something. We are still kinda not really close to being able to do this. The main culprit is we're out of activated netherite, and I believe also ultimate material, which I don't know why we're out of ultimate material specifically. To be honest with you guys, I think it's just slow. Yeah, it's literally just slow. So yeah, it really is a waiting game. I'm still deciding, well, do I want to get creative power first, or do I want to get the super assembler? I'm still going to stick with creative power. I know it's the better option. It just needs a lot more time, and this is where I can go back and I can reflect. Where did I go wrong in this world? Oh, another thing I want to change is this sign to say UIV. I feel like we're at that point. Plus, you know, it gives me something to do. Perfect. UIV, and that's simply because we can make UIV parts, including the energy hatch. I just haven't done it because I don't see a point. Seems pretty useless, at least until you get creative energy. There's no way I'm going to put this inside of anything. It's not really going to make any meaningful impact either. But yeah, we literally just need to wait on infinity metal, activated netherite, and ultimate material, which those all everything is kind of being used for infinity metal at the moment, which is funny enough. We only have 32 pieces. I believe it's because we're using them to make dimensional circuit boards. So another problem I'm running into is, well, as you can see, the vacuum freezer is completely backed up. Now, the reason for this is that I'm out of gelid cryotheum. So I need to kind of fix that. And the way I'm going to do that is with the simulation supercomputer, all the HNN stuff, because this is currently the backup. So I'm going to make another simulation supercomputer. And I'm going to give these the Giga Parallel Control Hatch, so they should be doing a lot more parallel recipes. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, much, much, much better. And I'm hoping that this will solve all of my problems. Obviously, it may not, and we may still have the same problems. But I'm going to have this one kind of exclusively for probably the Blizz stuff. Because the cooling is a pretty important thing. And I'll just have this level emitted. So I'm hoping this guy will turn on here in any second now, as soon as I actually give it some prediction matrix. Yes, perfect. So this should hopefully speed things up, because I really, 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 really need that vacuum freezer to get going, or we're in a sticky situation here. And now I believe I've almost done everything I can. We're getting pretty close. It's just the infinity metal, activated netherite, and ultimate material and else that we're waiting on. So basically the last like 5 major materials that we've made is what we're waiting on, and of course they all take the longest. So I'm do I have enough storage backlog for this? I don't know. I may end up making a bunch of neutronium solar panels because I think these are pretty cheap. Yeah, this may end up being what I do. But anywho, I'll be back when I have everything. It's gonna be a few hours of waiting, if not more, so I'll see you guys on the flip side. Alright, well, I'm not sure if I specified this or not, but I did say I would come back if something interesting happened, which something interesting did happen. I left my road running for nearly 20 hours. And you know, believe it or not, it actually went pretty well. I just replaced some 16 amp UEV hatches with UHV ones so the base wouldn't run out of power while I was gone. But something interesting did happen. First of all, we have over 1,300 pieces of else. We have 443 infinity ingots. I did turn this off recently. And we're out of activated netherite. And we don't really have any matter processing units. I'm assuming it's because of activated netherite. So we are so close to being able to do this. Actually, I can't believe this isn't just some sort of dream. No, our world, I'm hoping that this saves the end game, because so far the end game has been pretty unbearable with power and whatnot and waiting. Specifically the tier 12 microminer related stuff before this hasn't been actually too bad. Everything up to about here. This has not been fun. The else and the tier 12 microminer. That's why I let my road running for so long. Hopefully we have enough else to actually just straight up last us. I'm hoping. But anyways, I am actually just going to straight up come back when I can craft this. All right, everybody, moment of truth. I'm just waiting on some of these and we're about to have creative energy. I am so excited. No idea how long this is going to take to craft. I'm hoping not too long, because this is going to turn on and this is going to skyrocket. So we probably have like an hour for this to craft. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. So I'm probably going to have to replace some energy hatches again, but oh, we can craft it. It's crafting. Oh my gosh. I think we may have to do some supervising. I had to do some supervising on the tier 12 microminer, just because things don't always work the way you want to, you know. This is looking pretty good. I don't think there's any manual crafts in here that I see. I might have, oh yeah, the infinity solar panels, yes. So these I will have to manually craft, which, you know, I should have done. So that means I'm gonna have to come back and check on that. But yeah, auto crafting is probably running like crazy right now, and I appear to be out of power. So I'm going to go ahead and put the UHV hatches back onto the big machines. But everything does seem to be working again. Hopefully I have enough amperage of UIV stuff or UEV stuff. It looks like I do. Yeah, so after just a little bit of supervision, I think everything is working again. The cutting saw and the laser engraver usually are the things that take the longest. So I'm going to let this run, and I will see you guys back when this thing is done. We have everything for it. If for whatever reason I have to cancel it and redo it, that should be fine. We still have everything here. Silly me. I just realized I'm crafting another tier 12 microminer right now. No, that is not what I wanted to do. Oh my gosh, this should be a much, much smaller craft than that. That is crazy. I cannot believe I just did that. How much grinding did I just do just to accidentally craft another tier 12 microminer? That's... No! I could have had this done ages ago. This is so much cheaper. Wow, I am actually a bit mad at myself. I just wasted a lot of time and resources to craft another tier 12 microminer. That is crazy. So we're actually doing pretty good on a lot of stuff, including activated netherite, including 1,000 matter processing units. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that back down. Oh, I can't believe I did that. Turn all this infinity ingot or infinity metal back into the ingot form. I cannot believe that. Everybody, I present to you everything that we need for infinite energy. I'm so excited for this. Go into the hyperbolic microverse projector. We should have an input bus somewhere over here. Yes, right here. So I believe I just need to overclock this guy to be UIV. And I could just make the UIV energy hatch, but I'm not going to do that just yet because I'd have to do a transformer setup. But this should get the job done, and we should see, oh yeah, in 210 seconds, probably more because of TPS, we're going to have infinite energy. In 5 seconds. I am so excited for this. Our world is about to get so much easier. I'm hoping it becomes actually like fun, because it hasn't been fun for the past like 3 days. We have our thing. Is it here? Creative energy data. Oh my god. Immediately, I'm going to go ahead and just make sure we have enough of everything for this. Just going to go ahead and get a whole bunch of creative power, including the creative energy cells. So our ME system should no longer ever power down. Just like that. In fact, we can put a few down. Why not? Oh, this is the most satisfying thing ever. Is this more satisfying than the creative data? Maybe. And finally, we're going to get the creative RegTech power. This is phenomenal. Look at this. Oh my gosh. This is wonderful. And just like that, we are on pretty much the last, how many quests is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 quests. And then we're done with the pack. I am so excited for this. Unfortunately, though, that is probably going to wait till next episode. I am all out of time for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, want to see more of me, please hit the like button. If you like my channel, like my Monifactory series, hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next episode, possibly the last episode. I kind of hope so, of Monifactory.